Are nominal. Rigging is in progress. Approximately 25 minutes until capsule lift. Stand by for PMC.
Some excitement from the crew on board. And if you noticed the difference in view, the camera actually has not moved, but the seats, from what you've seen previously of this view, the astronauts are actually rotated a little bit more forward, and that is for these return operations instead of the reclined back position. So that's why the view looks a little bit different.
So on the right-hand side, we do see the rigger climbing up on the Dragon capsule to attach some hardware, so that way Dragon can be lifted and hoisted out of the water using our main recovery ship, Ghost Searcher, which will be approaching the vehicle in a few minutes here. So that hardware is important, and that's how we get Dragon out. We hoist it and we actually put it on what's called a nest, and then we'll perform some more checkouts, make sure everything is good before we open up that side hatch.
You could see one of the techs climbing on board. Crew is the Dragon capsule's exterior. They do train for this event. They do go through a lot of training to make sure that they are qualified to perform these operations.
Dragon SpaceX with the public.
If you're just now joining us, you are tuned into the Inspiration4 mission. The all-civilian crew has now returned back to Earth. What you're seeing on your right-hand screen are recovery operations currently in progress. The crew has already done their safety check to make sure that the vehicle was okay to approach, and now they have begun some rigging operations. They're installing some of the rigging hardware that they need to be able to lift the capsule out of the water onto the recovery vessel. And on your left-hand screen is the live view inside of Dragon of the crew. And it's just been such an incredible mission so far. Like, they lifted off on Wednesday, expected to be in space for about 3 days. They were able to perform some science experiments. They were able to do some charity events, talk to, again, this mission was all for a fundraiser for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. So they got to talk to some St. Jude patients live while in space and doing backflips.
Yeah, and to think that this crew really formed about 6 months ago, and we cannot stress that this is the first all-civilian crew. Their day job is not being an astronaut. They were trained in the same simulations and same manuals that previous Dragon crew members were trained in, and they got together, threw together this amazing mission. Again, providing fundraising capabilities for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. They gave us a live on-orbit event yesterday. and you know, they spent a couple of days in space, did some art, did some photography, did some somersaults, and now they're back on Earth. And in a few minutes here, they're gonna take a fresh breath of fresh air from fresh breath of Earth air for the first time in about 3 days. It's very, very exciting.
Yeah, I cannot wait to hear the stories that they have to tell us. You know, we did get some of those live events, but they were out there for 3 days. That's quite a bit of time being out in microgravity in a spacecraft. So I'm really excited to hear what their experiences are really like. You know, with the NASA crew missions, we typically get to hear, you know, some of their thoughts of the Dragon spacecraft. Would love to hear more from, you know, just a all civilian crew this time around, not professional astronauts.
And I think it's as we see the sun setting on the right-hand side, the boats are equipped with very strong lights to make sure that they can continue the operation in case the sun does go down. But one thing I do want to reiterate is weather and how great that's been for us. We had a phenomenal day in terms of weather Wednesday during ascent, and on return, you can look at the ocean now, and it's not choppy. There's no waves essentially. It's basically like pool water, and so the Dragon capsule is there. It's floating there now because it's not, you know, choppy. The recovery team can get in there, do their jobs without worrying about any other external factors.
Yeah, that's extremely important. Safety is #1 here at SpaceX, so we always want to make sure that we're keeping these events during an environment that is safe, and weather plays a very big factor into that. And not just for the crew on board Dragon, but the recovery team there, which you've been currently seeing climbing on Dragon, you know, installing the rigging. They're on boats, so it's really important to make sure that the weather conditions are accommodating to these operations. And again, this mission is a fundraiser for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We've got some great news that we've raised up to $157 million so far. How incredible to do such a inspiring mission like this, as well as raise $157 million for such an amazing cause.
Yeah, so in the last 90 minutes, essentially, we raised $4 million. Keep it up, everyone. Thank you so much. Again, it's going to a great cause, and it's benefiting a lot of wonderful people.
Again, currently in progress are recovery operations. So far, they've already inspected the capsule for safety before installing some rigging hardware. We got some comms that they will be ready for, that rigging setup is complete, and they will be lifting the vehicle in a few minutes here. Again, this is Ghost Searcher, and what you're seeing on your right-hand screen at the end of Ghost Searcher is the Dragon nest. It's basically the nest or stand that Dragon will be lifted onto and set into. We also heard some comms that the crew is in good spirits, watching some entertainment while they wait to be lifted onto Ghost Searcher and for hatch opening so that they can egress the vehicle.
Yeah, they've been busy doing a lot of work for a lot of great causes. So now that they're back on land, we want to give them a very smooth experience. They can just sit back, relax. We'll take care of everything else. We can see that the gap between the Ghost Searcher boat and Dragon is starting to close. We are expecting to hoist Dragon out of the water and again put it on that nest that you see on the bottom middle of your screen. in a few minutes here.
And weather has been just great for us today, actually through this whole mission. This is such a unique mission where we did have to ensure that weather upon liftoff as well as return would be well. And not just the weather in the atmosphere, but the water where we are landing. And you can see on your screen that it's very calm. This makes it really a lot easier for the crew to perform the recovery operations. Just great weather all around for this mission.